All right. What's up, tycoons? Super excited for today's video. We are going to break down UNCX. Okay. This is the Unicrypt coin. And what we're going to do is actually pretty much give you guys a free trading tutorial, a free technical analysis lesson. All right. We're going to go over lots and lots of signals that you can use for a buy signal or a sell signal. We're going to use the fib tool over here to get our valid retracement levels and see whether we are in an uptrend continuation where we retrace and then continue the trend, or in a downtrend continuation where we head down, retrace, and continue the trend. And then we're also going to go over how you can use the fibs to get some bullish price targets such as these, or some bearish price targets such as these. Okay. Um, so all I need you to do is smash the like button and subscribe to the channel because it's going to be really informative. You're going to learn a lot. And yeah, we just trying to grow the channel while it's still a small channel. In the future, we will get a bigger channel. So first thing I want to break down, all right, is going to be the current price action on the chart. That's going to be this over here. Right now, we have these two trend lines we're really watching. These are forming a bullish chart pattern known as a falling wedge, okay? And typically, in a perfect world scenario, you're going to see the price action zigzag in between here, and then we get a breakout towards the top of where the pattern began. Okay. We don't always get a perfect world scenario. So there's some things you need to be aware of, right? And specifically, those are going to be these three levels right here. The 61.8 retracement level, that is the golden ratio. It exists all throughout nature, the stock market, the cryptocurrency markets. We have the 50% retracement and the 38.2 retracement. So what that means is that we could come down, retrace up to these levels, which would be perfectly healthy, and then get rejected and continue the downtrend and head towards our bearish price targets to down here to the downside. Okay. Now we do have a little bit of bullish divergence building up that indicates that we may be able to get a breakout past this trend line. And if we break through these levels and they're not valid resistance, then that's when we have our chances of coming up here and having the descending wedge, falling wedge really play out perfectly to the upside. Okay. Now, if you don't know what bullish divergence is, you need to pay attention to the relative strength index. Okay, that's going to be your RSI up here on your indicators. Completely free to use, especially on TradingView. And what it is you're going to look for a low here and then a lower low here. So notice that the token is in a downtrend. The price of the token is going lower, but the strength of the token is in an uptrend and actually going higher. All right, so we have a low here and a higher low here. And then here we have a low and a lower low. So that's what's known as bullish divergence. It's an indicator you may get some bullish activity in the future. And we did get a very nice little pop, ultimately just to be rejected back here again at our trend line. So the trend line is acting as a very strong resistance. Once we break through that resistance, we have these three major levels of resistance. And if we break through those, that's when we're going to get the chart pattern to perfectly play out. Otherwise, most likely, we're going to get a healthy retracement and continuation to the downside. Now, I have a good example of some bullish divergence here from the past, okay, that led to a very, very nice rally, okay? So here's our low, here's our lower low right here, here's our low, and here's our higher low. So we see that the token is in a downtrend, is dropping in price, and then we're actually increasing in price, or not price, but at strength on the relative strength index. That's bullish divergence. And once we, if we would have entered in off of that bullish divergence, we got a very nice move up over 45%. Now, what made that move easier to spot, and maybe not easier, but also you could have had more confidence in that trade to the upside there, was combining some of your signals. So in this case, we actually got a MACD buy signal, right? And so the buy signal is going to be this blue line here. Once you see this blue line cross above your orange line, that is what you were looking for, okay? And that's what's known as a buy signal. You're seeing, the buyer stepping back in, taking control. All right. And it starts trading very nicely up above there. Okay. And you can remain in the play a lot of times until you see a MACD sell signal. Okay. So we just looked and, that was a 45% move to the upside there. We had our first signal was, bullish divergence. We had the bullish divergence first. And then shortly after the bullish divergence, we had the MACD crossover. So That's two signals combining two things together. All right, that's really great to see. And then what do we know? We shortly later afterwards we get a MACD sell signal, and that's when the blue line is going to cross below this orange line and start trading below it. Okay, so we have some bullish divergence building right here. If we can see the MACD start to curl up and start trading above this orange line, that could be our next buy signal. Especially if we just keep creating more bullish divergence. And the relative strength index keeps going higher. Okay. Now, if you take a look at that sell signal right there, that, provided a very good short or a very good exit for you to protect your trade, right? So we got the sell signal right here on this day, and we take a look from the highs all the way down to the lows. That was a 30% drop in the price of this token. And we can do the same thing over here and look at a MACD sell signal again. Over here, we got a sell signal. We had the blue line trading above, and then it goes down below, starts trading sharply below the orange line, right? And we'll take a look at how much that sell signal was. All right, we ended up dropping 28% and then ultimately down 31% again. So two times the MACD sell signal has predicted a 30% drop just here in the recent trading data that we have. Now, again, combining signals and combining things together is going to really help give you the confidence that you need in your play. So, for instance, this time instead of a divergence you're combining it with, what we're combining it with is this pattern here, the head and shoulders, right? So we have a left shoulder here, we have a head, right, and we start forming this head. We have a left shoulder and head. We get our sell signal right over here, and then we get a bounce. Okay. And in the process of this bounce, we actually form a right shoulder. So our first signal was this MACD sell signal. All right. And then we do get a little bit of a bounce, but we see that now it's made a left shoulder, a head, and a right shoulder. Okay. And you can take a short position or you can exit your long position based off of these this data that you're looking at. And I kind of went over already briefly in the beginning. These are just some examples of the retracements working and the trend continuing, right? So we have the swing low right here. And we see that we come up, we come down, retrace, and then we continue heading up higher. All right. And then over here, we head down, we retrace, and then we continue heading lower. So that's it for today's video. We pretty much just went over, a couple of the signals that you guys can use, whether it is the MACD, whether it is the relative strength index, or whether it's chart patterns, or whether it is the fib retracement levels. Okay. Once you really start to combine all of these things together, you're going to have a much better edge when it comes to trading, and you need to have an edge to stay competitive and to be successful. Trading is like going to battle, it's like going to war. You need to be prepared and bring the proper weapons to battle. And the more weapons you have at your disposal, the better your chances of success are. So again, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel. I do viewer requests every single week too. So if you enjoyed this video, you want to see your ticker in the next video, make sure to comment down below. I'll be happy to get to it as soon as I can.